Hey everybody, this is Adam with Freedom Realized. I've been gone for the past half year backpacking through India and just, with my wife, just trying to figure out my path in life. And I came back, I have a new view on things, and I just wanted to share with everybody. As everybody knows, I was a big Ron Paul supporter, and then after watching what has happened with the GOP stealing the election from him, it just really depressed me, and I was just like, well, where do we go from here? And so one of the things I want to talk about in the new project I'm launching is individual change of consciousness. I'm advocating an individual revolution instead of a mass scale revolution. So the question is how to bring about societal change, because that's mainly what we're looking for. We have voted for what is right, and the votes were manipulated. We have donated to campaigns and political organizations only to be out-donated or manipulated by multinational corporations. We've protested, we were ignored and arrested. So what is left for us to do? Some would say we need to turn to violence, and I would have to say I wholeheartedly disagree. For if we turn to violence, our revolution will be quickly stomped out. See, we need to realize that we are totally outmatched, and that's what they want us to do. We turn to violence, they can arrest us, throw us in jail, and that's it. That's the end of it. The leaders are gone, and nobody's voicing change anymore. So that path would prove most destructive. Turning good, or nothing good ever comes from evil. We're trying to enlighten the system by going through the system, but the system is broken in regards to individual effective change. In order to enlighten the system, we must first enlighten the individual. Now this is what I'm talking about, an individual revolution. Now, I know enlightening the individual may sound cliche, and that's because it totally is. It's cliche because it is true. Truth becomes cliche when it's repeatedly stated, and this statement has been expressed by some of the greatest minds throughout human history. The reason why enlightening ourselves enlightens the society one belongs to is because society is just a reflection of a group of individuals. And right now in our country, if you look around, the people, our neighbors, they're totally unenlightened. They're ignorant. They have no idea what's going on. So our society is just a reflection of them. We're a small number. But we need to do things to change that. The greatest people throughout our history, they didn't start by going around the street corner pushing their words on people, pushing their views on people. What they did is they went around, they were acting, they acted, and through their actions people started asking questions. So that's how we change people, through our actions. Once they see our light, and once they see our example, they'll want to change themselves. By us acting enlightened, and by us being enlightened, making smart decisions, being the idle citizens, and advocating for this enlightened society that we would all gladly die for. By them seeing this, they'll want to be like us. They'll see the faults in their life. So, this video, it's not a call to arms. Furthermore, it's not a call for a national revolution. It's a call for a revolution of self. A call to embrace our God-given rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The way the divine intended us. So we all know our inalienable rights. And we all have this false view that we're actually going towards them. And as I make these videos, I'll explain and I'll lay out an individual personal action plan. That way we can all work towards having an individual revolution, making the most difference that we can possibly make in our individual lives, affecting the most societal change we can possibly make, because protesting's not doing it anymore. Protesting never did it. All it does is piss people off. Go out there with your signs, and they just get mad because they don't understand. I mean, what kind of message can we possibly convey from a sign and a slogan? Nothing. So what do? They turn on Fox, and they get the false views, and obviously Fox will focus in on the government thugs that have been paid to infiltrate the movement and cause violence. And that's what they think. That's what happened to the Occupy protest. That's what happened to the Ron Paul revolution. That's what happens throughout American history. So we can't fall fool for their tactics anymore. So this is a call for truth. Truth in actions, support, energy, and life. Finally, this is a call to life the way man was intended to live life on earth, free from war, hunger, slavery, and unnecessary sacrifice. One with all, a blessing of existence. One key is we must no longer look to others to save us. We have been ingrained in our society to look outside ourselves for a savior. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but what it does is it minimizes the individual's responsibility and the powers that each of us have. This may be hard for us because our culture, our religion, our history that we're taught in school has constantly ingrained us and taught that we need to wait for a savior. We have lost our sense of personal power. Instead of waiting for a savior, we must look to ourselves for change. We are each a spark of divinity and have within us the ultimate truth. We must look within ourselves for the path of love, light, and compassion, and bring that into our world. Become a light of positivity in the world and watch darkness flee. Words are not necessary and are no longer needed to change the minds of our fellow men. As you are a light, they will be attracted like the insect to the torch in the night. Just by being your ultimate truth and acting in accordance to this, you will awaken and change minds. This is a quote from a book that I was reading that I picked up in India called The Shambhala Warrior. And it's about affecting individual change and enlightening society, and I thought that it goes really well with what I'm talking about in this video. If you want to solve the world's problems, you have to put your own household, your own individual life in order first. That is somewhat of a paradox. People have a genuine to go beyond their individual cramped lives to benefit the world. But if you do not start at home, then you have no hope of helping the world. So the first step in learning how to rule is learning how to rule your household, rule your immediate world. There is no doubt that if you do so, then the next step will come naturally. If you fail to do so, then your contribution to this world will be further chaos. So, with that being said, that's why I'm doing this. We are a reflection, or our society is a reflection of us. We must first change ourselves, establish a value system, and act according to that value system. Everything we do, all the supports that we put into this world must be in accordance to this value system. And if they're not, it needs to be changed. That's how it is. Where you shop, where you eat, how you talk to other people, how you vote, the medicines you use, grocery stores you go to. All these must be in accordance to your value system. And if they're not, then you need to change. And it's just that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a series of videos laying out the steps that each of us needs to take to have a personal revolution, to enlighten ourselves. And by acting and being true to ourselves and true to our nature, we'll become independent of this system that we're all born into. And through independence, we'll be free. We'll gain our freedom. We'll no longer be dependent on employers for these meager salaries that we're earning. Through that, the government won't be earning as many taxes to pay for these unjust wars, to kill innocent people, to spy on American citizens. This entire system depends on us. It needs us. And if we're not willing to play the game, they'll either force us to play the game, or we'll just change the game. And that's how I want to do it. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to end this on that. And look for the next video. We'll be talking about the confusion of institution and reality, which is something that I was stuck on for a very long time. Thanks for checking in. Again, this is Adam with Freedom Realized. If you guys have any questions, these are just my views. What I say in these videos, this isn't my truth. And I just want to put these ideas out there just for anybody to listen to talk about. Maybe you can incorporate them into your views and then share them with other people. That's what this thing is all about. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it and love you guys. I'm glad that we can have this correspondence. Peace out.